Hello guys, and welcome to a new Wargame video today by me, Vulcan. Today I have for you a 2 versus 2 on Punchbowl, and in this one I'm going to be using a French deck. So it's just a national French deck, and my teammate is using, I believe it was a US motorized or mechanized deck. I think it was motorized. So that's quite interesting. Got a couple of interesting decks. The teams are pretty even in terms of their win ratios. So I'm on about 60. I think my teammate was about 60 odd, maybe a bit less. And then the other two guys were between 50 and 60, I think, as well. So let's just change this to my point of view so we can't see the enemy's smoke. At the start of this game, I wasn't on comms with this guy. It was just a completely random game. He decided that he was going to take the left side, Charlie Delta Bravo. And then eventually what he did was tell me just to focus on the right side, which I just ended up doing. So as you can see, I am going to be starting off with my Leclercs. I also have the Milan F3 squads in the T2013s. Also got some VIB T2013s with, I believe, Rima 85 in them. I also have the VAB PC there that's going to go and capture Echo for us. So just sort of setting out our forces. I've got a Gazelle Recon, going to be bringing out a couple of VBR Mistrals. These are fantastic recon vehicles with those infrared AA missiles. The only trouble with the VBR Mistral is that because they have like 2 missiles on the top here, as you can see, they only fire like volleys of 2. So they'll fire 1, fire 2, and then they have to reload, and that takes time. And you'll see later in the game that actually like stings me quite a bit. But either way, the majority of my VIB is going to be VIBs with the 20mm auto cannons on the top. But they're just very, very useful. Makes the VAB a lot more versatile. Able to shoot down helicopters, able to destroy APCs. It's really, really good. I start setting up some units on the left side. Got a couple of AMX-30Bs here. These are pretty cheap tanks. They're actually, as you can see, smaller than a VAB. And they just have that main gun. They have an auto cannon on them as well, which is great. Again, another versatile unit. And we've got some VIB T2013s there as well. There's the VIB VDAA as well. So this is very similar to the 20mm autocannon that's on this, except from it has a twin, and it's good for anti-air. So basically shoots down helicopters for us. Also have an AMX-30 Roland 3 on the right side. Hopefully going to be using that to shoot down some aircraft. So my teammate here, he's going to be using some Humvees. Probably some light riflemen in there. He's got some V150s, probably with Delta Force or Navy SEALs, and then he's got some Ontosses, those ones with the multiple recoilless rifles. Fire very, very quickly. Great for demolishing infantry squads. Then he's got a Bradley CFV Recon, and a couple of PVADs as well. Again, brilliant for demolishing infantry. Also good for the anti-air support. Over on the left side, he's going to be pushing forwards with some Comvats and his CP, as well as a small contingent of aircraft, so the Black Hawks, the DAPs, and the Cobras, and so on. Off go my troops on the right side. The French convoy is underway. A Leclerc in there as well. And off goes the Roland. There we go. So Yak 141 being brought in by our opponents at the start. We didn't choose to bring in any aircraft at the beginning of this game, so that was absolutely fine by me, although the Gazelle cannon nearly gets hit by a missile from the Yak. Gazelle goes down straight away to some enemy anti-air. The KA-52 coming up very quickly. VAB Mistral going to be trying to get off a second volley onto the KA-52 and does manage to shoot that down. Now some MI8 MTVs going to be moving up, but my Rima 85 and the VDV T20s have arrived as well. And those autocannons going to rip to shreds those MI8 TVs, and those Gornostrelki also going to get hit very hard as well by the Leclerc. So the Roland 3 helping shooting down the MI8 MTVs. The autocannons also finishing off some of the infantry squad, and that's all gone very well. So I've lost a few units here and there. A couple of BTR-70 Zarlos I'm going to have to deal with now. This T20, I'm going to have to unload that into the town. BMD-3s going to be trying to slam my Leclerc. Did cause a stabilization malfunction there. Bit of an issue. But now the AMX-30, that's going to be trying to help out. Unfortunately, my Milan squad, it was trying to get into this compound here. Probably should have just unloaded it sooner, so I lost that Milan, which is annoying. We managed to take out the Zarlos there. with the Reamer, and now we just got to clean up this infantry squads that are coming in. So VDV, these aren't even VDV 90, so they aren't as effective against the APCs as VDV 90 are. But Reamer plus the VDVs with those autocannons going to tear apart that infantry, and we're also going to get kills onto a lot of these units. The command unit goes down there as well, and I've already taken control of Foxtrot. So what I didn't mention at the start of this game is actually destruction. So all of these kills are worth a lot to our score. I'm already on 700 points in the first few minutes of this game, which is really, really nice. Destroyed the majority of his starting forces. So now my VAB T20s are just chasing down the Strela 10M there, and I'm continuing to move forwards with my Reamer, spreading out the T20s on the right to basically check if anything's coming around that right side. And I'm going to get my Milan F3 into position. My Leclerc's just going to stay where it is, hidden in the forest there, and I'm going to bring up some supply to resupply that. I'm also going to have to resupply my Mistral since that used all of its ammunition. In the centre, these Delta Force going to get taken out. That was probably what was in the V150s actually. My teammate just sort of holding back here. Unless it was actually Rangers in the V150s and then the Delta Force in the Humvees. But yeah, Rangers here going to just hold, provide some recon. Also got the Bradley CFV there. All those Moat Schutzen coming into the open, going to get torn to pieces by the PVADs. So that's going to happen. And over on this left side, things aren't looking great. Teammate lost pretty much all of those helicopters he started with. Just the combats there defending Charlie, which is a 4-point sector. And well, the difference between like Conquest and Destruction is that this +4 sector is actually worth more in income. So you don't get the same income as your opponents like you do in Conquest. You actually get more based on the amount of places that you hold. Here you can see my Reamer slowly moving through the forest here to the left side. I'm trying to catch on to this T-72 M2 Moderna really. Try and get a flank onto that. I got my Leclerc moving up, but I really want to just wait for the repair before I go and take on that Moderna. Reamer 85 here moving forward is going to catch on to a VDV 90 squad. And what I'm going to do is use up my VABs to come and provide some fire support, because one of the Reamer 85 squads does go down. But this BMP 685 is going to have something to say about my VAB coming up the road there, so I just pull off the other one to the left as soon as possible, trying to avoid that from being destroyed as well. We're going to let the Reamer 85 try and take out both of those MT LBVs. So Longbow going to come in. That's going to try and get these Hellfire missiles onto the T-72 M2 Moderna. Going to slam that in the front armor. And with one more ATGM, the T-72 M2 Moderna does go down in the center. Brilliant job there by my teammate to bring in this Longbow. Also going to take out an SPW-80 in the process. I'm going to be retreating this VAB T-20 and the Reamer 85. Going to try and regroup further back. Maybe bring over these Reamer 85 to support against any push that's going to come through this tree line. Over on this right side, I have finally brought in a command for Foxtrot, but I don't believe I unloaded this for a little while because I kind of forgot that it was there. A little bit of a mistake in my part, but I was really busy microing in the center, so I kind of forgot to bring that out straight away. Going to be engaging the Moat Schutzen slightly here. The mini-me machine guns, taking them down to 7 men before they get back into the compound there. Reamer 85 going to be backing off. That wasn't too bad of a engagement. There's Tunja. That is a bit of an issue. It does have that mortar capability. So running those Reamer 85 as soon as the Moat Schutzen got into the compound was probably the best thing to do. I'm going to try and bring up this Leclerc to try and shoot that mortar as well, but I'm not sure if they saw that coming, but they definitely tried to retreat it on purpose. A couple of Conquest M squads we've discovered in the middle of Bravo. Going to have to be wary of that for the rest of the game. And finally, I unload the command unit over on the right side. Get that into a compound so it's safe, and we'll bring over the Panther with the 68mm rocket pods to provide some support against infantry. We're going to split these VABs now, have them join us in this topside forest. I'm just going to continue trying to push against them at their spawn to provide pressure on my side of the map. And this is just going to allow my teammate to slowly push around on this left side. So Smokechusen taking out his Humvees there. Not too much actually happening on this left side. I'll use the Leclerc to take down this Strop. I believe that did shoot down a helicopter, and then I basically used the line of sight to hit that Strop too. So that was a pretty nice kill there. The Leclerc just sniping that with one shot. Great thing about the Leclerc, it does have that 70% accuracy. So not often it misses, especially considering it is slightly vetted up as well, giving it a slight accuracy bonus. So now I'm pushing forwards with the VABs before my infantry, just to discover where the infantry is, and then I can choose my angles of attack. We're going to bump into some Smokechusen with the Commando Marines. There's also some Spetsnaz there. I'm a bit worried about that. I'm going to bring my T-20 out to the left side so that it doesn't get destroyed by the Smokechusen, and then have the T-20 directly engage the Spetsnaz because they use napalm rockets, which means that BAB should be able to survive. So the engagement continuing, just going to keep running backwards with my Commando Marines. The VAB T-20 is going to come in here and try and do a lot of damage to this Spetsnaz squad. We're going to try and pin them down. We do get hit by one napalm rocket in the process. Over on this left side, looks like my teammate's trying to push in onto Smokechusen 90 there. My Reamer's still hanging out on this far left while I'm focusing on the right side. So the Spetsnaz nearly dead. Just going to want to try and focus them down, get rid of them, and with the final volley from the T-20 we do manage to do so. The Smokechusen finishing that off. And the Spetsnaz Gru and the Smokechusen are going to pin down and destroy my last Commando Marine squad. So, now they're going to focus on my Legion here, which are defending this right side forest. I don't want them to get into this little patch of Foxtrot, otherwise they can contest this sector. Not so much of an issue in destruction, whether people contest sectors or not, but I want to keep this income because it allows me to almost overrun my opponent later on in the game, and that's really how it works in destruction. Eventually you get so many troops that they just can't deal with it. So as these Smokechusen come to the edge of the forest here, they make a massive mistake in bumping into all of my fire support. We got the VAB T-20, we got the AMX-10RC, we got the Commandos Para there as well, and they are all going to destroy those Smokechusen squads very quickly for no reply kills at all. Not even the Reamer's got damage. So AMX-10RC going to get a shot onto the Spetsnaz Gru, kill off a couple more of those. Very, very nice. Going to weaken them. And I have been using this VPM 120 throughout the game. It's a mortar launcher with 5 HE power. Very, very nice. Very useful for providing that extra little bit of artillery fire. So Rima 85 now. Going to be slamming another APC there. And we're going to continue to push on to the VDV and Spetsnaz Gru. So I have bumped into, obviously, quite a couple of elite squads here. The VDV 90 not so bad, but the Spetsnaz Gru with his AKS 74Us can do a lot of damage to Rima if I'm not too careful. So I'm going to start to bring back my Rima, and the Commandos Para just go all in for the Spetsnaz Gru. Going to start bringing in the mortar fire to try and take care of the VDV 90. But eventually what I do is turn the attention to the Spetsnaz Gru with the mortar while I continue to retreat my infantry. I let the infantry kill the ABC, which gets ahead of the infantry squad, which is fine. And then I'm going to continue to retreat the artillery coming in there from the mortar. That Spetsnaz Gru squad was left on 1 health. It didn't actually die. In destruction, you can see the points come up when squads die. So I could tell that it hadn't. I'm going to try and chase that down now with the Commandos Para, and just like that, the Commandos Para chew up that unit. So we lost 1 unit of Rima. The other one survived. And yeah, what I'm probably going to end up doing is moving these infantry back to this logistics trucks and resupply them, give them some more infantry back. These Legion 90 ran back and resupplied as well because they did take a lot of damage from the Spetsnaz Gru. I'm going to be making a push with the Rima into these Smokechusen 90 that are defending this compound, just to give us more presence in Bravo, also to allow us to move forwards the recon. So my teammate here coming forwards with the Bradley to finish off that Smokechusen squad for me. There is an MA8T on its way over, and I'm just hoping that my Rima get into the compound on time, because if they don't, those 57mm rockets are going to tear the Rima a new arsehole, that's for sure. So Rangers now moving on to the Specjalny Jednotki in the centre. The longbow actually being used for its 30mm autocannon there to provide fire support. Very interesting that there's not really much AA here, which allows the longbow to do that. So great identification by my teammate in order to make use of that. So the Rima going to just be hanging out now in that compound. As long as they don't get spotted by recon, this Mi-8T shouldn't be able to do too much. You can see the Rima squad has come back to gain some more men. He resupplied, and I'm probably going to be bringing back the Commandos Para there. They're on their way back. So the M3A2 Bradley is going to be used to shoot down this Mi-8T. Bushmaster cannon of that APC is pretty good. It does have 70% accuracy, or 60% accuracy, sorry. So it does tend to hit on target quite a lot. And if he kept that there attacking the Mi-8T, he would have definitely won, because the Mi-8T would run out of ammunition before it could kill the Bradley. Now making a little probing attack on the right side, just moving forward one of my VIBs, just to see if I can make any ground around the edge, maybe bump into their command unit in Gulf. That would be quite nice. The Commandos Para still running around. They're getting hit by the napalm as they run. Those Spetsnaz and stuff firing around all the napalm shells did set the forest alight, so as you can see the fire is spreading quite a lot. And now I'm going to be bringing up some reinforcements, so I've decided I want to go for another push here once the fire's burnt out. So I've decided to bring in a couple of AMX-30Bs, brought in 4 of them, alongside some infantry, which is going to help me push all the way through. I think I decided to bring in 2 Commandos Marines and 2 Rima 85 to support those AMX-30Bs as they push forwards towards Gulf. So far in this game we are leading by 1,675 points to 1,045. That's mainly due to the amount of kills I got at the start of the game pretty much for free. And then everything since has just been trading, so we've just slowly been extending our lead. That Legion squad paying itself off there with the kill onto that BMP before dying. That's good. As long as you keep making those trades, we'll always stay ahead. So about 635 points ahead right now, I think. The F-15D Eagle coming in from my teammate. He's going to try and blow the crap out of that infantry that we bumped into, but the Yak-141 on the case is going to destroy the Deagle. That bomber, though, hopefully got plenty of kills. Now my Rafale does come in, and the Rafale does get 2 hits out of 2 with its Mika EM radar missile, which was very impressive. Actually pretty lucky. It is an elite Rafale, so it should actually hit its rockets more often, but there we go. Now the longbow was brought over to the right side as well, and my teammate lost that to a Strela 10M before destroying the Strela 10M, so it sort of refunded half of its cost before it died. That longbow had already destroyed the T-72, if you guys remember, so that was in some ways worth it. My AMX RC gets taken out by a Spetsnaz Gru squad there that was sneaking up, and now we're engaging some infantry in the centre. So some Motschützen going to get carved to pieces by the Commando Marines, that's fine by me. Spetsnaz going to kill off my Rima 85, and then we're going to charge them down with some more Rima 85. My AMX-10RC in the open is going to get taken out by one of the BMP 685s. What I'm going to try and do now is maybe use the VABs to engage the Spetsnaz whilst the infantry carves them up from behind. The Spetsnaz there being hit by the AMX-30Bs as well. They arrived just on time. And these Spetsnaz on the right, again, going to get slammed by my fire support. AMX-30Bs hitting them hard, and the T-20 there as well with the autocannon. That's pretty much all of their infantry dead in this forest, and we barely lost a unit. We only lost our VABs really. Both the Rima squads are alive, both the Commando Marine squads alive. All of the AMX-30B squads survived. The only one that died was the Rima 85 on the far right. So we're making some really good trades. 1,197 points now for me. Mi-8T comes up. AMX-30Bs though, they have autocannons. And with the help of the Mistral, we shoot down the Mi-8T no problem. So the artillery now coming in onto the Commando Marines here. Meanwhile, over on this left side, my teammate making a great push. He's got the Rangers moving forward, supported by Rifleman 90, supported by the V150s and some PVADs. AMX-30B is going to continue to push on up. Now, these AMX-30Bs are worth 35 points each. So every time you see them get kills, they're doing very, very well. Like, even if it's just like 5 points each time, eventually these guys pay them off very, very well. Very efficient tanks. We can take out all these BMPs, for example. That would be great. We've taken out a couple of APCs on the left side. Over here, we spotted the Specialny Jednotki. I scouted them out with a VAB. Then I was going to mow them down with the Leclerc and the Commander Marine, which is exactly what happened. Managed to get rid of that recon squad very nicely for an extra 30 points. Didn't lose anything in the process. Going to be moving on to these BMP 685s now. Now, the autocannon's actually much more effective at destroying those, so the AMX-30Bs did decide to use the autocannon. Same on to the BTRDs here. If we can take them out, basically those AMX-30Bs paid themselves off. VDV 90 there. No quarter, as they use those Vampire missiles to annihilate that, or those tanks there. So I lost all my AMXs, but it's okay. We've definitely made a lot of points. We're still leading in the game, 2,245 to 1,720. And my teammate's still pushing through in Delta. What I'm going to do now is bring in a command infantry squad in the Panther. And then we're going to capture Delta as well to just give us even more points that we can push with. I'm going to be bringing over my Commando Marines, cover off my Reamer against the VDV that we're heading south. And my Panther here is going to get shot down by an autocannon unit. Just making that probe there, just to see what was there. But ideally I probably should have put that all the way around. VAB 220 is now heading towards Gulf. Over here, you can see that we are engaging these Commandosi. These PVADs should absolutely annihilate the Commandosi once they get into range. And as you can see, as soon as that minigun opens up, they get demolished. So my Panther on its way with the command infantry, and that's going to definitely help us secure Delta if they find a command unit. Meanwhile, on this right side, the AB is going to be opening up onto a Tatra truck. My Commander Marines are going to go and intercept that, just in case there's an infantry squad inside. This is one thing that you can use APCs for. Just sort of have them as little recon units. And the 50 cal on that VAB can do a little bit of damage to unarmored vehicles, so that's quite nice. At the moment, just the Commando's Para, providing recon onto this BMP 685. We can see that. I've got another Commando Para unit there as well, in case we lose that one. And there goes the command infantry on the left side in Delta. And as soon as it goes down, well, my Panther's already there. Drop off our own infantry and secure that sector. Now using the BPM 120 to mortar the BMP in the tree line there, but I believe they retreated that as soon as they saw me fire. These AMX-30Bs have arrived, and at the moment what we're doing is just preparing for their attack through this forest. So I've got the VAB there, just providing sort of first line recon in the forest. And if they push through, what I'm going to be doing in the meantime is just repairing all of my infantry squads. So these Commandos Para, the Rima 85, and the Commando Marines. But at this point in the game, Larkham does surrender, as he thinks that he's pretty much lost the game. We are winning 2,555 points to 1,785. We've done an absolute ton of damage. We've taken Delta now. We're going to have so much extra on the field, and we can just absolutely wreck Gulf once we get enough troops to push into there, and he won't have enough points to defend. So we'll always end up running over the enemy from this point. And as you can see, we have now secured Bravo as well. So we have a massive tick advantage. MiG-31M going to be coming in from our remaining opponent. And I'm going to be bringing in my Rafale. Try and shoot that down. See if he can get another kill. onto the MiG-31M. And confident as anything, last missile just before he passes him, takes him out for another air kill worth about 130 points, I think it was, possibly more. So VBL Mistral moving up here, Mi-24P, is going to land the HDGM because, like I was saying earlier, they only have those 2 missiles, and, well, when they run out, they have to reload, and in that time, the HDGM hit, so unfortunately the Mistral goes down at the end. But after 21 minutes and 59 seconds, myself and my teammate win a major victory, and my kill death was actually pretty nice in this game. Just using a standard French deck, it was quite interesting to see how well the units actually played out. I don't think the French are bad at all in this game. They actually have some really, really good infantry and also have some really great fire support. I love the AMX-30B2s, and I also love the BABT-20s. Really, really nice vehicles. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this replay commentary. It was a very fun game to play. I really enjoyed this one. I really generally hate that map, but I think it works a lot better in Destruction because it doesn't force you to focus on the far left of the map so much. Whereas in Conquest, you have to focus on the left side of that map way more because those sectors are worth much more in terms of Conquest point victory. Either way, there you have it guys, so thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.